Hello everyone, Bill Molyneux here for Bill's Wargame World. Well, I've been sort of busy doing life chores for Lisa and such, so we're getting back to the flocking of the last of the figures that Jim Shaw gave me. And the plan will be to get these figures flocked and also the War of 1812 figures. And we have my special flocking mixture here, which is green paint and Elmer's glue, and off we go. So we bought an RV, sort of like a giant pickup truck with a camper in it, and the idea is when my wife is not feeling the best and wants to go to Virginia, I can throw her in the back with our rescue dogs and we'll be all set, and she can rest in the and we'll be, at least that's the plan. So the last few days I've been busy picking it up and looking at it, bringing it home. We got it stuffed in the driveway. It's only 22 feet, and I think maybe at the end of this video I'll have a couple pictures on it. Goober says it sleeps 6. So these War of 1812 artillery figures are armies in plastic. And Jim just did an incredible job painting these. Jim Shaw, the great painter of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. And I'm amazed of two things: how well he paints and how fast he paints. He paints incredibly quick. So today's video is just flocking these figures, and then I'm hoping tomorrow when I get home from work to set up all the Chinese and get of course the pork chop hill completed. We'll do the scenario of the Chinese attacking and we'll have one American tank commanded by Mr. Vince, who made the tank for me, the 93-year-old veteran from Broome County, New York, who was in the Korean War. And this whole video here is just a catch-up video. So Lisa wasn't up to going to the Virginia house again last week, as many of you noticed, because I was doing the war game of jet fighters in the boathouse. So we have this RV camper, and that's our new plan, to haul her down there. And so that's the plan. So I'm going to try to splice in a couple movie pictures of Pork Chop Hill and into the gameplay. I don't know if I'll get hit with a copyright or not. I tried that with the Charge of the Light Brigade with Earl Flynn, and I got caught immediately. So I'm not sure if Pork Chop Hill will show up or not on a copyright infringement. I'm only going to use a few seconds here and there of different little scenes. So, and of course, flocking the figures. And again, Jim Shaw did just a fantastic job on these. I mean, just incredible. So Jim, if you watch this video, thank you very much. I was I was wondering about what I'm going to do after Pork Chop Hill. You know, I got that huge World War II Air Force airplanes from Mick and that big donation. And of course, this video, along with many others, they're all helping the Weiss Fork battlefield. And then in May, we'll switch to a different museum, and there'll be the Braddock Battlefield History Center. I'll probably I made several videos there already, and I'll probably do some kind of introduction video about what they do there in Pittsburgh and the French Indian War Museum. And it actually sits on the battlefield of Monongahela. Of course, it's all overrun with apartment complexes and houses, but they have a nice museum there. They have a couple acres out back that they can do musket demos and things like that. And Sean and Matt, who run it, they're phenomenal. And they have a great sense of humor with Goober the Traveling Bear. So I think a lot of museums actually are very receptive to Goober, and you know, he has a lot of homeschoolers and different different people that I have a large following of Mennonites in Pennsylvania that follow his adventures when he's hitting museums. Sort of proud of that we're, you know, it's not the biggest history channel out there. VA Travels and History Underground with JD and of History Underground, and then of course Chris Taylor, who runs VA Travels. Those channels are incredible. But I do what I can do in my own little world. So now we're doing up the Korean USGIs. And as you can see, Jim Shaw did a fantastic job on these figures. So, I mean, they're stunning. Can't ask for better paint. So, and then I got a new plan for the Goober calendar. We're going to support Goober calendar is going to be Civil War trail signs, and the calendar sales this for next year, we're going to donate to Civil War trails. At least that's the plan. Now, we'll see if Mr. Drew runs Civil War trails. And for all of you in Europe, you can Google Civil War trails, New Zealand, wherever you might be. And in America, on the East Coast, the Civil War battlefields, there are sometimes small offshoot roads or buildings, and those sometimes they're not the main battlefield. They could be where a general slept 2 days before the battle, that kind of thing. So Civil War Trails has a sign along the road and then a nice information placard. And it's a very unique thing to pull over and spend 5-10 minutes learning about history of the American Civil War. Goober has visited a lot of them, and we did YouTube donation, I think, of $300 back at Christmas time for them. So I'm really amazed that all of you watch this channel with me just jabbering like I am right now, and we're raising money for historic sites. So now sometime this week, I'm going to make a video of my new board game when it arrives from Blue Panther Printing. In the Player's Aid, it's a board game review and They do all kinds of stuff. They did a nice write-up about it today of new games that are out in April. Really appreciate that from Grant and Alexander. And the Players Aid have a YouTube channel with I think 20,000 subscribers, and both real nice guys, and they do a lot for the board gaming hobby. So the plan will be to do an unboxing video of the game, and then I'll do a playthrough of the Battle of the Hook and a playthrough of the second scenario, Cornwallis's Breakout. And I find that one very unique because Cornwallis was unable to break out due to the weather crossing the river during the Yorktown campaign. However, in my scenario, he has good weather, and it takes several turns for everything to get across the river, and he's got to try to get out of the Gloucester, Virginia, and try to get off the map. So, and that's the Battle of the Hook. It's made by printed by Blue Panther Printing on Bill Molyneux Games on the Blue Panther website, in case you're interested. And it's low complexity, a little bit more complex than my other games. It's very similar to the Weiss Fort game. So if you're curious on that, and the Weiss Fort game is sold at the CSS News Museum and several other historic sites in the world of the Civil War. And so several of my museums, by the way, have contacted me that they don't really have a lot of funds this year for games and a lot of other stuff for their gift shops. So if you have a local museum, you know, they might need a little donation if you can afford a $20 bill or something, because a lot of museums are struggling a little bit. These North Korean and Chinese figures Jim Shaw just did such a great job on. I can't wait to set up the massive Pork Chop Hill game. I think I'll do a video of me having it set up. I don't know. And then a video of and I'll try to make the next video all in one in under 30 minutes. I'll play it and save each file and then run it. I don't know how, didn't get a ton of views running each turn separate. Maybe I went too long per turn. It takes a long time to resolve combat and all alone. It really does. You're rolling dice for each individual weapon. And when you're all alone, without the chuckleheads helping, is Colonel Handsome and Walt, Mike, Derek, and Joe, and you know, it's quite a. It was actually getting quite tedious at one point, but later on, when the casualties really mounted, it wasn't so bad. As they sure had a lot of casualties. I've very excited also in my Pork Chop Hill scenario. We're going to have some New Zealand and Australian and British Commonwealth troops. They're going to be holding, I think, the left flank of Pork Chop Hill, and they armed with a lot of Bren guns. So that'll be interesting to see how they do. So it's like for every 3 riflemen, I have a Bren gun. So I got about 8 Bren gunners. And anyone out there want to tell me how many Bren gunners were there attached to each British squad? I mean, figure-wise, when you get them in the box, you're getting, I don't know, 10 riflemen and 5 Bren guns, and then a leader. So I know I could probably Google it, or even I'll go on YouTube and type in Bren Gunners or British Squad. So very, very excited about the upcoming games, and also this RV that I can take to Virginia with my wife. I don't know, I don't say a lot about her health, other than, I very much thank all of you that send notes and all that. But she can't travel all that good at times. So our new plan, I think, is going to be really effective. And so if she's not feeling up to traveling, sitting up in the car, and this whole idea, by the way, was hers. Um, this past Friday, she was supposed to go, and um, we were all set to go, and she just her health issues, she just couldn't feel up to going. However, by Saturday midday, she was feeling much better. So if she had gone down in the trailer, or the RV, it's not a trailer, it's a big, huge pickup truck with a camper on the back type of thing. And you'll see a picture of it at the end of this video. So I'm very grateful to all of you that watch this channel as I clean up here a little bit. And the best part about watching my channel, even though it's not big on edits or anything else, we do donate money, and to Wade Saradowski down there at Weiss Fork and Bentonville Battlefield. I don't know if we'll hit $500 by April 30th, but I'm going to try to at least get to $450. I'm having some problems producing some really high volume videos right now, and I haven't gotten to the Gettysburg miniature shop. So, all right, we're going to close this out with just a close-up of these figures, and I'm going to say, stay safe, be kind, be courteous, and thank you for watching. Oh, and Colonel Handsome, Kevin, wants me to say, be true to your school. Thank you, everyone.